right, we're back and we're into video number 5, and I told you in the last video I was going to show you how to set up a receipt print, how to make that template. So we're going to start off here in setup down here at the bottom. We'll go to the template, and we got QR code, and you want to do a new one, and you can call this QR code test. And you want to change the size to credit card. So like I said, you'll have to go up here and find it. There it is right there, credit card. And on this particular one, you want it to be vertical. Okay. And so now you got QR code test. And this is where you put all your information. I normally have my logo up here. I don't on that other one that I showed you before because I just set that one up and I didn't have my logo to put in there. But we'll start right here. We'll go down to where it says add, and we want to add a barcode. Even though it's QR, you'll see it says QR code. We'll put in there, this line here is where you put that URL that we got from going to the client side on the gallery, clicking the picture. In that URL right there, you want to copy that. That's the Control-C on a PC. I don't remember what it is off the top of my head for a Mac. I do use Mac, but I'm faster on a PC. All right, now we've got that. We can close that. We can go back into Event Gallery, and we're going to paste that, Control-V. Like I said before in the video before, you want to take this all the way back off, delete all that all the way up to the P/, and then you want to go in here and insert special text. You want to do a file, and like I said, it has a space between the P and the P/ and the %file. You got to take that little space out. Easier said than done. All right, now I've got that saved, so I can say OK, and there's my QR code. Like I said, you can add anything you want into this. You go add text, say scan QR code with phone to download your photo. You don't have much space, so you can't put too many words in there. I've got a extra character in there, and I put it on center. I center the text there. I can put it up here. I can make it smaller by doing that, but that's not going to work. So what I want to do now is go back into here and say I only want it to be 12. You make it fit wherever you want it to go. Make that fit wherever you want it to go. And then down here, I don't know if they got this fixed, but there for a while this wasn't working. So I have to go in here and say add a photo. And I still do it this way, add a photo. Still make it huge, but what you want to do is resize this. Make it real tiny. And they say you can drag this off the canvas altogether and it'll still work, but I just make a small picture there. And then, as I said before, I go and add text. I'll put in there, insert special text. I want the time, the date. I'm going to put the time. And I'm going to put the file name. And I'm going to do file name short. That way it doesn't put JPEG on the end of it. We hit OK. And now I've got that down there. Then you hit your save changes, and you name it whatever you want. It's gonna name it whatever you named it originally. So this is QR code test. Hit OK, and now you see I've got two of them in there, and this one right here is the one we just made. Go back in there. We're not going to do any changes to it, but that's how you make one. It's pretty simple. It took me a while to learn all this, but once you figure it out, it's pretty simple. And then like I said, you have to go into your packages. Go back into our packages. And if we were going to use this, then here, you're going to change the name to the QR code that you want to use. We'd change it to this one. And now it's going to use that template with that QR code that goes to that particular URL. And we'll close this out. And like I said, on the event gallery, you got to make sure you go in there and tell it where you want it to go, but you can just go in there and name any kind of gallery you want. And it's already going to this test one, and we know that that QR code is going to this particular one. So that's pretty simple stuff, but like I said, it can be complicated if you don't know how to do it. All right, so that's pretty much all I can tell you today as far as how to set up a hot folder, how to set up your initial catalog, how to build your QR code, how to build your packages. It's all pretty simple stuff. On the packages, I'm going to go back into that package for a minute. I'm going to go into package 1. Maybe put anything in package 2. Back in package 1, and as I said, you got to make sure that this is going to the right place, and you got to make sure that the QR code for this particular border that you're using is going to the right directory. See what other things I can show you in packages. I hit a local print item. I know what I want to show you. I was going to show you printer options. On my computers, I have Windows printers, and most of the Windows printers I have set up are Windows printers for my receipt printers. So this is a Roganta printer. I've got some Star Micronics, and I've got I think Epson ones. And normally I have all of them set up in here. I noticed one time that I was having problems just when I was just doing prints. It kept wanting to make me send the package twice, and it was because this was enabled. So if you're not using a receipt printer, go ahead and go down here and disable that printer. So if I log onto that one, I can go down here and I can say disable the printer, and you'll see that it's not detected, it's not enabled. Same thing when you plug in my printers that I use to make prints. I usually use a DS40 or a DS620. My big carts have the DS40s in them, and all my loose computer printers are the 620s. You just go in there and you hit auto detect, and if it finds any, they will show up here. It didn't find anything, and like I said, I wasn't using the receipt printer. I'm going to go ahead and enable that Windows receipt printer again, and now you see it says one detected, even though there's not one hooked up. But I'm doing a job tomorrow, so I want to go ahead and make sure I turn it on. That's something I don't have to worry about trying to figure out. All right, that's pretty much all I can tell you right now. If you have any other questions, just let me know, and I'll be glad to try to make a video and answer it for you.